It was foretold that Jesus would become the King of the Jews in his lifetime and establish an everlasting kingdom on the earth. Let us investigate why God gave two contrasting kinds of prophecies concerning Jesus. God created human beings to reach perfection only by fulfilling their own portion of responsibility. In reality, the first human ancestors did not fulfill their responsibility and fell. Thus, human beings have the potential to either accomplish their responsibility in accordance with God's will or fail their responsibility contrary to God's will. To take some examples from the Bible, it was Adam's portion of responsibility not to eat of the fruit of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. He either could obey the commandment of God and reach perfection, or eat of the fruit and die. He chose the latter. In the Old Testament age, God gave the 10 Commandments and the Mosaic Law, which the people were to obey as the condition for their salvation. It was their portion of responsibility to either uphold the law and receive salvation, or disobey it and come to ruin. For the Israelites who left Egypt and journeyed toward Canaan, it was their responsibility to obey the instructions of Moses. They could either faithfully comply with Moses's directions and enter the land of Canaan or rebel against him and not enter the promised land. In fact, God had foretold that he would guide the Israelites into the land of Canaan and commanded Moses to lead them there. Yet due to their lack of faith, the people perished in the wilderness, leaving only their descendants to reach the final destination. Human beings thus have their own portion of responsibility. They can either fulfill it in accordance with God's will, or fail to fulfill it contrary to his will. The nature of the fruits they bear depends upon whether or not they fulfill their portion of responsibility. For this reason, God gave two kinds of prophecies concerning the accomplishment of his will. To send the Messiah is God's portion of responsibility. However, belief in the Messiah is the human portion of responsibility. The Jewish people could either believe in the Messiah, as God wished, or not believe in him in opposition to his desire. To cope with the contingency of human responsibility, God gave two kinds of prophecies concerning the accomplishment of his will through Jesus. One kind foretold that Jesus would die due to the disbelief of the people. Another kind foretold that the people would believe in and honor Jesus as the Messiah and help him to accomplish God's will in glory. When Jesus died on the cross due to the disbelief of the people,